What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant, and I'm saddened to announce the news that Devondre Campbell, linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers, has been suspended for the final three games of this season because he decided to quit on his team in the middle of a game. And it really saddens me to say this because Devondre Campbell once played for my Green Bay Packers. He was actually very outstanding for my Green Bay Packers as he made a All-Pro team, I believe, in 2021. But nonetheless, yeah, the 9-year veteran will be suspended for the remainder of the season. And I'm hearing that the San Francisco 49ers are working behind the scenes to make sure that Devondre Campbell is essentially blackballed from the NFL. And again, this is very sad news, nothing to glorify here. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, please like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section as I'm always intrigued to hear what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and sports fans, and gentlemen, I just want to take this opportunity as a coach or as a lifelong athlete myself. I'm never going to quit the games, mentally anyway. As a lifelong athlete myself, I really shame this behavior. As a person that coaches currently, I just couldn't imagine, one of my kids doing this or growing up. Growing up and doing this because I've coached some kids I've been coaching long enough to have a couple guys that's in high school now, in their sophomore and junior years. Most of them, the oldest kids I've ever coached, and they're all doing their thing, man. And I check on them, they got the little Instagram profiles going on nowadays, so I'm able to directly check on them, but also tap in with their coaches just to make sure that they're on the straight and narrow. As a coach myself, I like to instill certain values in my kids. Not just the skills that you're going to see on the court or the field, but also skills that are going to apply to the remainder of your life. And one of those things is being integrity, high character, and resilience. And Devondre Campbell displayed none of these attributes in his decision to quit on the San Francisco 49ers because they had to bench him. I mean, essentially, politics kind of played into this, but they benched him in favor of Dre Greenlaw, who is essentially the heartbeat of this defense, the heartbeat of the San Francisco 49ers, one of them anyway. Devondre Campbell was his backup. If y'all don't recall, Dre Greenlaw injured himself in the Super Bowl last season, and it was a non-contact injury. He was just, I believe, celebrating on the sidelines, jumped up and down towards ACL or MCL, one of the two. I want to say ACL, and it gave him had him sit out at the beginning of the season. So Devondre Campbell, again, former Green Bay Packer of my team. He was the proverbial starter this season. I do want to say this. In all of this hoopla, for him being upset about what's going on, I'm not positively sure, how well he was playing or if it was justified. At the time of the recording of this video, I'll be honest, y'all, I didn't go back and look at some Devondre Campbell's film to see if his anger was vindicated. But at the same time, I'm going to just say this. From what I've seen, I watched probably 4 or 5 San Francisco 49er games in total. I mean, as far as, buzzer to buzzer this season, I don't recall Devondre Campbell just making some crazy plays for him to be upset to be getting sat in favor of Dre Greenlaw. I'm just being 100. And again, this is a guy that played for my Green Bay Packers. He played very well for us, so I kind of keep up with guys. They tend to leave the Green Bay Packers or any team that I support. If they move on to other teams, I'll still follow them. Wasn't following Devondre Campbell closely, but I can vouch for him in the sense that he played very well for my Packers. So I'm sure he made some great plays at some points for the 49ers. And again, that's not me being disrespectful. I'm just announcing, I'm a bit naive in that department as far as what he was really doing for the 49ers. I know that the 49ers at the time of the recording of this video are 6-8. So whatever he was doing, it wasn't that damn, it wasn't that dang great. But respectfully, he's essentially upset because the 49ers are benching him. He had a 1 year deal with the 49ers. And it was an incentive laden contract. So him being a vet, I believe he's 30, 31, 32, somewhere in that age range. He really is trying to capitalize on his last few contracts, last few opportunities. I get that in the NFL. But you also got to, be mindful of the fact that this is Dre Greenlaw, man. This is one of the premier defensive players in the league on one of the more premier teams in the 49ers. So he's going to get his tick. That's like Micah Parsons. Whoever backs up Micah Parsons, he's not going to be the starter over Micah Parsons. I don't care how well you play. It's just that's the politics of sports sometimes. And again, I do feel for Devondre Campbell in that sense that, he's on a 1 year deal. He's playing for his next opportunity, whether that's with the 49ers or not. But like I said at the top of this video, man, it's sad because in sports there is so much that goes into sports. That's why I love sports. A lot of stuff that maybe a casual fan or maybe somebody that's not into sports doesn't understand. And one of those things that goes into sports is how you carry yourself, the character that you decide to be in this thing called, athletics. You can be the team person. You can be the person that goes all out for their team, selfless. That's something that's very high value in the sports world. Or you could be the diva, the selfish guy that plays for himself, his stats, or whatever. Your motive is your brand. That's what a lot of these guys play for now. You can do all of that, but you're also it's not that has very low value in the sports world, no matter how high performing you are. And we've seen an example of this from Antonio Brown. Respectfully, I recall Antonio Brown, him just walking out in the middle of a game, taking off his jersey and everything, just running off the field. It was bizarre to see, but Antonio Brown is a high performer, Super Bowl champion. When he was in his prime, it was pretty much Antonio Brown and everybody else. And pertaining to the wide receivers, because AB was putting up the numbers. He was doing everything, man. You had him on your fantasy. I had him on my fantasy team 1 year, and he was putting up crazy numbers for me. But in the same breath, uh, that's the same kind of situation, where you got a high performer with low character in that moment. I'm not saying that's what Antonio Brown is. He seemed like a decent dude outside of the moments he'd be spazzing out. I've heard him talk and interview before, but outside of the few moments that he may have a spaz out, he seemed like a good guy. But the fact of the matter is that we overlooked his bizarre behavior because he is a high performer. He is a champion. Devondre Campbell does not have the luxury of that resume. So this looks even crazier on him. And like I say, I've looked into this situation, did a little research, and from what I'm hearing now at the time of this video is that the 49ers are working behind the scenes because these contracts are legal contracts as well. It's not just I'm gonna play football and you're gonna give me money. It's not just that simple. There's a lot of legality that goes into these contracts. So the 49ers are executing their, powers and looking like they're going to try to blackball Devondre Campbell. And like I say, rightfully so, man, because you don't need this kind of stuff. I'm sorry. If you're a type of person that will quit on your team, that's something, unless your wife is about to have a baby, you know what I mean? Very few reasons why I could think why someone would quit on their team in the middle of a game, unless it's something high emergency family stuff. I just can't see it, and from what I'm seeing from this Devondre Campbell situation, he was just upset that he was benched for Dre Greenlaw. That's why he quit. Now I don't think he's made a public statement. I haven't seen or heard anything. But, if that's the reason why you quit, brother, then I can't, support you in that, decision, because I'm very high value on team, not just performance. So, I'm very high value on character, not just performance. Excuse me. So, Yeah, man, that's just from what I'm hearing now. He will be suspended for the remainder of the season, unfortunately and fortunately, but it was all on his decision. And it's like it all came tumbling down in front of him. This is something I expressed to my kids. How one good decision can give you 20 years of peace, and one bad decision can give you, 10 to 20 years of pain. This is something that I tell my kids. You're going to either learn from pain or you're going to learn from wisdom. And Devondre Campbell could have made the wise choice of just, sticking it out. Whatever happens, played out the remainder of this 3 games. Dre Greenlaw, I'm sure the 49ers would have been on a bit of a minute restriction for him since he's just returned from his injury, end of the season, not playing for nothing. You talk to this coach, hey coach, maybe could you squeeze this in? You play the politics in your favor at that point. Like I said, sports politics has some sports, unfortunately, but you can play them in your favor easily. But unfortunately, we'll see what happens from this point forward. That's all I got for y'all on this one. Please like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel as well. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, as I'm always interested to hear what y'all have to say about these topics. I'm Tony the Savant. Thank you for the support. Peace.